Today let's tackle the topic of dairy. Should we have it on the carnivore diet? Does it impact body composition? Does it affect autoimmunity? Now there's a lot more nuance to this than what you guys think. And the typical guru wisdom out there is dairy is bad for you, the first thing to get rid of if you can't lose fat. I've got a very strong argument as to why that might not be the case from myself, based on science, anecdote, and also different experimentations that I've been doing on myself and other people to reach their body composition goals. The dairy demon. So there's a lot of chatter online about dairy being addictive, as well as heroin. As much as heroin, dairy. Seriously? Yes, dairy contains something called casein morphines, which are opioid-like compounds produced when you digest casein. Fine. Fact. Casein is a protein in milk, but there is a kicker to this. And these are actually found in very, very, very minute trace amounts. There's actually no solid evidence out there at all in the literature that says it can have a significant addictive hold over us. Now, I'm pretty sure the Anorexia Vegana crew would be absolutely delighted to have some sponsorship, some kind of collaboration against the dairy industry. It doesn't seem to exist, so there we go. Probably isn't addictive if there isn't a money side of it. So yes, while they do actually bind to opioid receptors, they don't actually cross the blood-brain barrier in a way that would actually create a true addiction. And let's be honest, sometimes food is just enjoyable because it tastes good. You know, dairy is rich, satisfying flavor, has salt in it, has butter, fat. Flavor is what pulls us in, nothing sinister. But it's also energy dense, so naturally it spikes your appetite. It says, oh, there's a lot of nutrients in this, let's have more of it. But the thing is, you can't really eat like 10 sticks of butter a day. It's not really going to happen. But you can eat maybe half a stick, most people want a bit more. But it's just the same as having a ribeye. It's juicy, tastes nice. Absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. It doesn't make it bad for you, it just means it's fueling you up properly. You don't see anyone blaming a ribeye for their muscle gains, do you? What about the other addictive compounds in food? So while we're at it, let's clear up another misconception. There are foods out there that can be causing reward-seeking behavior. So it's not just dairy you need to worry about. It's one lever out of many. Sugar is the biggest offender. It stimulates a dopamine release in your brain, much like addictive substances, which can lead to cravings. Then you have processed foods, combining sugar, fat, and salt to create the absolute perfect bliss point. I remember finding that out about Doritos when I was like 10. Very interesting science. You know, think crisps, pastries, chocolates, they're designed to keep you coming back for more. Now another one, gluten is the other one. Now when it's broken down during digestion, it can actually produce opioid-like peptides called gliadorphins. Though again, the science is murky, so these peptides causing addiction, we don't really know. Anecdote at best at the moment. But compared to these, dairy doesn't even have close of as much addictive properties in my opinion. So no, dairy isn't out there conspiring against your diet. What about the secret anabolic properties of milk? Let's talk about the good stuff. There's something in dairy that can actually benefit your gains. Ever heard of 6-sialyl lactose, the oligosaccharide that's found in both human and cow's milk? It actually has very anabolic properties. So Korean researchers found that supplementing with this incredible lactose compound actually increases muscle size, strength and endurance in animal studies. So it does have a benefit in terms of strength, development, muscle mass, things like that. So dairy isn't all the worst thing in the world in my opinion. So what they did in that case was actually get a load of mice, give them the food, give them with the 6-sialyl lactose on it. They got bigger muscles, and that's through increased myosin heavy chain production, which is a key protein in muscular contraction. And didn't stop there, they actually ran for longer, so had more endurance, and they were better overall in pretty much every performance metric. Now if that doesn't scream, I don't know, potential muscle booster, I don't know what does. And there's another reason why I'm going to outline in a bit. And yes, before anyone asks, this compound is safe, and both the European and South Korean studies have concluded that even at higher doses of perhaps 6 grams a day for 12 weeks, there were no negative side effects, so it's perfectly fine for human consumption and could be a promising performance enhancing future idea in my opinion, but we'll see. It's still early days, could be the next best thing, who knows. Now the anabolic driver number 2, leucine. You've probably heard of this one guys. One of the most critical amino acids in the body in my opinion, especially for muscle protein synthesis. So dairy products, especially whey, are actually loaded with leucine. Makes it a prime fuel source for muscle growth, recovery. If you're hammering out hard sessions in the gym, like most of us carnivores all should be, get to the gym, your muscles screaming out for more leucine to kickstart the anabolic signaling process. Now there's been studies such as one published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that show that dairy proteins, thanks to their leucine content, amongst the best for stimulating muscle protein synthesis. So before you cut out dairy, remember it might be exactly what your muscles are craving post-workout. It's not all bad. Now let's talk about the genetic side of it, the pastoral genes and calcium requirement polymorphisms that do exist amongst some of us. There's quite a few of us actually. Now here's an interesting thing. Some of us are genetically built to thrive on dairy or on a diet that contains some form of dairy. Yes, it's true. We can't draw extrapolation from the Maasai warriors and say they had dairy, it's good for them, animal food, it's good. Oh, but no, we can't have dairy. Ooh, okay. They're still human? Doesn't make sense. Does not compute. Anyway, it's all about the pastoral genes. So these are common in populations with a long history of dairy consumption, in that these folks have a high calcium requirement, which does exist in dairy, obviously. They're just better adapted to have more of it and tolerate more of it. And it means that maybe their calcium excretion is a bit higher because of that. So maybe they just require more. Who knows? So anyway, unless you fancy sucking down sardine bones all day to hit your calcium target, if you can tolerate dairy, have dairy, no problem at all in my opinion. Bit of milk, bit of cheese, yogurt, no issues at all, ideally raw. Now if you fall into this category, cutting out dairy might do more harm than good. If you're someone that eats too much food, it is hyperpalatable for most people. Another study just to back up this point about the calcium requirements in the pastoral populations. It's from Laland et al. In 2010, but I'm going to link that below along with other references to this talk. But if you're not sure whether you fit into this category or not, or if you should be able to concern about dairy's impact on metabolism, like activating the Randall cycle, don't worry, you can always fine tune your diet to have the right amount for you. It's certainly possible. Now let's share your dairy habits. I want to hear from you. So how much dairy do you have in your diet? What's your favorite types of dairy? And are you more of a milk and cheese kind of guy or girl? On the carnivore, do you prefer heavy cream and butter? Do you prefer fattier dairy? Let me know in the comments below. I'm genuinely quite curious. Now for those of you looking for a fine-tuned custom plan to optimize your diet, whether it's low dairy, high protein, whatever suits your lifestyle, head over to my website compositionconsultant.com for a tailored plan to match your goals and make sure your diet is absolutely perfectly aligned with what your body needs at that time. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab that copy of that book. Absolutely excellent value at $12. It's absolutely packed with stuff inside there, all novel stuff written by myself and my friend Jerome Armstrong, a fellow high-intensity trainer in this space. So where does this leave dairy then? So far from being the bad guy really, dairy is packed with muscle-building goodness, ideal for us carnivore bodybuilders in my opinion. The anabolic sugars, sugar, you know it's going to kill you. The leucine in the proteins. For those of you that have the pastoral genes, you might even just require it somehow. So there we go. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button. Hit subscribe for more no-nonsense carnivore diet and exercise content. Stay strong, stay carnivore, and I'll catch you on the next one. Check out my site at compositionconsultant.com, where your journey to peak performance and optimal health begins. With a degree in human nutrition and over 15 years of training experience, I've guided more than 400 carnivores to not just meet, but exceed their physique and performance goals. Through personalised consultations, comprehensive ebooks and dedicated coaching, I'm here to ensure your success. Join the ranks of those who have transformed their lives. It's time to align your physique goals with positive health outcomes. Visit compositionconsultant.com today and take the first step towards the best version